Well, everyone, it's time for us to talk about kind of like a perplexing iPhone. Now, this was one of the devices that Apple released in 2020, and it was very interesting. It was the biggest iPhone Apple ever made at that point. It was a big redesign, and it was a little weird here and there. And this phone is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Now, I don't hate this iPhone. I think it was very interesting, and that's why, I just don't really understand how to kind of label this device, because on one hand, it was a pretty big change. I mean, we got, a bigger phone, we got a better display, we got a complete redesign for the most part. We still had the notch and everything, but we had flat sides, and overall it felt a lot more premium. But it's very strange now because, like I mentioned before, the 11 Pro Max was a better phone in some areas, and the 13 Pro Max is such a better phone than this one that it makes absolutely no sense to go buy this phone when you have something like the 13 Pro Max waiting around the corner. Now, one of my favorite things about this iPhone was actually the redesign. I love the flat sides, and it kind of made the appearance that there was less bezel on this phone, which was nice. And I do think the flat sides really does add to the more premiumness to this specific phone. But I also love the size of this phone as well. It looked and felt like a much bigger phone. And for people like me who, make a lot of gaming videos like on my third channel, or we just go ahead, just play games and edit videos and things like that on your phone, it's really nice to have such a big display. And this was bigger than the 11 Pro Max and the 10s Max, which was actually really cool, and I was a humongous fan of that. But weirdly enough, and this is where things start kind of getting a little weird, the battery size from the iPhone 11 Pro Max to the 12 Pro Max actually got a decrease, which made absolutely no sense. That honestly was so frustrating to me, and even at that point, when I was comparing my 12 Pro Max to my 11 Pro Max, I was looking at both those phones and I'm like, dude, the 12 Pro Max is a bigger phone. How did they put a smaller battery inside of a bigger phone? That really didn't make too much sense to me, and the fact that it was a bigger panel as well, I mean, it wasn't looking too good for the 12 Pro Max at that moment. And, even though the 12 Pro Max had a bigger size battery and everything, we kind of didn't really hear too much about the battery life. Nowadays, with the 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max, we are hearing a lot of good things about this iPhone. We're hearing that, the battery life is great and everything, which I totally agree with. But when you have something like the 12 Pro Max that was the biggest iPhone at that point, how did it have a smaller battery than its predecessor? That really didn't make too much sense to me. Also, for as much time that Apple was stating about the cameras and this and that, it really wasn't that big of a change either. It seemed like pretty much the same exact camera setup, and when you throw in that the speeds were pretty identical across the iPhones as well, I didn't really see the big difference. I saw that this was a kind of a big visual change, and this iPhone did come out with iOS 14, which was also a massive visual change as well. It was just a very strange experience seeing a device like this and kind of seeing the good and the bad. And it kind of looked like this iPhone was going to be one of those devices that came and went. It really does seem like more of like an S upgrade than ever before. Even though we got a visual change, the 13 Pro and 13 Pro Max are so much better and so much more impactful of phones, in my opinion, than the 12 and 12 Pro Max. It seems like everything that was wrong with the 12 series was pretty much fixed with the 13 series. So I would love to hear what you guys have to say about this phone. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.